2018. Absolutely amazing.
Well, Tommy Johnson is heading towards center court. He's going to toss the basketball up, and we are underway. And the tip is controlled by the Cougars. Uzan averaged 11.5 points per game last year. He has the ball in his hands right now to start this offense. Goes down low to Tugler, away from the basket, bounces a few times. Here's the freshman Flemings for three, and it's good. That's a nice way to start your career.
You're certainly right about that, and Coach Sampson talked ad nauseum yesterday in practice. Throw the ball inside. Joe Tugler will find you. Right there, you shows an example of listening to your coach. First play out.
Yeah, Flemings is a point guard by trade. He'll play both this year, but they're playing the two-guard position. Shot clock is under 10. Whitlock to the baseline. He's caught in some traffic. Up top for Ingram. Shot clock at 3. Ingram looking off to Benoit. Benoit is going to have the shot clock expire. They had a couple of open looks, and Houston is built on its defense, and you've got to be aware of that.
Tom, they fly around. That's what they do. And you look, you think you have a shot. They'll put 2 on the ball, and they'll scramble, and they rotate. Again, this team is the best defensive percentage field goal team in the country for the last 5 years. For a reason, they practice it every possession.
Yeah, last year they were 35-5, 19-1 in the Big 12. 1 minute into this game. The Cougars fans still standing. Tugler can't get it to go. The putback is no good. Sharp bounce pass underneath, and Sunak is able to slam it home.
Just what they do, get after you offensively on the glass, just that toughness and tenaciousness that Kelvin Sampson demands.
Well, the replay of this last basket as the foul is called on Flemings on the other end. Look at Sunak, missed the first jam, but then he was there to clean it up the second time.
Yeah, you coming right here, you say you come in for the double, you don't get there. Somebody's going to have to put a body on him. That's going to be a tough task tonight. Very athletic, the McDonald's All-American, a big-time get for Kelvin Sampson and the Houston Cougars.
Yeah, we mentioned that this is the top recruiting class that they've ever had here at the University of Houston, which says an awful lot. Albee up top, hands the ball off to Whitlock. Benoit, coaches feel like he may be one of the keys to the Mountain Hawks this year.
He certainly can make jump shots. Very good three-point shooter from Canada.
Here's Benoit, shot clock at 1, and it's no good. He got a good look, though.
He did, and you're going to have to make those because you're not going to get many of those because, again, when Houston is doubling the ball, they're sprinting out of there. How about that one? Knocking that one down.
Sunak, he's got it from the outside.
See why scouts are running to the Fertitta Center. You got a big like that can knock down shots. That is what the NBA is right now. But, Kelvin Sampson, Tom, he wants that toughness and tenaciousness inside as well.
Albee hands it off to Whitlock. Whitlock dribbling around. Benoit up top. Here's Ingram going to the baseline. Step back, fadeaway jumper. Tough shot with 2 hands in his face. And the tip out goes to the freshman Thomas for 3, no good. And another offensive board pulled down by Albee.
Yeah, long rebounds. Hard to get those hard to get those defensive rebounds. Look at that rebound.
Yeah, Sunak, he's so big. He's long. He's 6'11", 240. He's only a freshman, but his body says he's 25 years old.
From New Orleans, Louisiana. #1 center in the country.
Sunak turnaround jumper, nothing but net. That is smooth. It's 10-0 Houston.
I like it when he make me look good, right on point. Face up, made a face-up jump shot.
Well, Caleb Thomas, the freshman, tried to get that little runner to go. It didn't go down. All right, so these Houston freshmen we mentioned, and this is only 3 of a handful of others that they have.
Listen, I'll tell you this, and we talk about where this program has come from. To get these 3 players, as you see right here, throwing it inside, as Kelvin Sampson emphasized yesterday, for those guys to get those 3 players.
Yes.
Right? To bring them to this culture in the city of Houston after Fertitta, and they have invested in this program, it shows you what college basketball can be when you invest in a great coach and a great program.
Yeah, the other guy, too, Bryce Jackson, another freshman. He made redshirt this year, but we watched him in practice, and he looked really good.
He certainly did. Son of Lucius Jackson III, who played at Syracuse. Luke Jackson, his grandfather, played on the Tokyo Olympics in '74. They are loaded, Tom. They are trying. One thing about Kelvin Sampson, they are trying to get back to where they know they should have taken care of business last year. And the last point I'll make is this. When he was at Oklahoma, Tom, he mentioned 11 out of 12 years he was there, they went to the tournament, never had a top 25 recruiting class. That's different where they are now.
Yeah. Well, that foul went against Sanak. That's his first, team second. Shot clock reset to 20. They inbound the ball to Alvey. Thomas, the freshman. Whitlock, little crossover, has the ball knocked away by Sharp.
Just a smaller guard, Tom. You know, he's going to really have to, really good coming off screens. They're going to have to screen for him, but him trying to score one-on-one against these physical, bigger defenders in Houston is going to be tough tonight.
Sacco is covering the basketball. He's the transfer. Inbounds pass goes down low to Alvey. Alvey curls back out, gets some space, and then is closed out. Benoit with the shot clock at 2. No good.
That's what you do to three-point shooters. You forced them to put the ball on the deck to make a tougher shot.
Sharp from way downtown, no good. Loose ball. Sharp picks up the rebound, gets it back outside. And they get it back into the hands of Sharp. Harwell, the other freshman, was there to help out. Sharp off the screen, leads it down low to Sacco. Can't make the catch. Benoit with the save, and Sacco with the foul. 10-0 Houston. 4 minutes and 19 seconds into the first half. Yeah, Lehigh.
Long one. James, knock away. Knipple. Back outside. Proctor tosses it up. It's no good. 5 seconds. Sharp.
He walked. He can't touch it.
He can't. 1 second. And it's over. Florida is back on top of the college basketball world.
And obviously that was a tough one for Emanuel Sharp and the Houston Cougars. It was a 12-point lead. It was one of the largest leads that was wiped away in a national championship game. He said after the game, he said, I felt perfect. He said, that's the move that I made in the previous game, which helped them to get to the national championship. C.J. Moore of The Athletic wrote a great story that sort of led into this season about Emanuel Sharp and how Kelvin Sampson and the rest of his teammates, his best friends, Ramon Walker, people like that, kind of lifted him back up. He's healthy now. He had the foot operated on in the offseason. He's 20 pounds lighter, and he's destined to have a good season this year.
I mean, just a great story, as you alluded to it. I mean, Kelvin Sampson talked about it as a foul there on Harwell, about how hard it is to win 6 games. You know, I had the pleasure of playing for one of the greatest coaches ever, Rolly Massimino, working with one of the greatest coaches in Jay Wright, and they won championships. And it is very difficult, Tom, to win all 6 games. Could be injuries, could be anything. And to get that close, it's tough. And him to be in that situation, he definitely wants to avenge himself this year.
And Thomas misses the shot. The putback is no good. So Lehigh's first 6 possessions, 0 for 7 with a turnover. Uzan for 3, no good. It rolled in and out, and Whitlock with the rebound.
And Lehigh's got to establish some type of
They just got to get a bucket.
energy here. Yeah, I mean, but that's hard to say against this team. Yeah. Just got to get a bucket. You see what happened again on that handoff.
And Sharp slams it home.
See Brett Reed saying, slow down, slow down. Long game. But right now, the Cougs are firing all cylinders. They got to get Whitlock coming off some screens. Easier said than done. Or Hank Alvey in the post and hope to get a foul.
There is Alvey for 3. Too strong. Tipped out. And the offensive board for Whitlock. Pull up Jay. It's good. There you go. 14.5 to play in the first half. First bucket for the Mountain Hawks.
It does a lot for your confidence to score against this team. You know, sometimes you can look at teams on film and, you know, kids, they have a lot of pride, but it's hard to replicate
no doubt
what the Cougars can do and be able to score night in and night out.
Sanak, another 3. That's his second three-pointer. And he's got 10 points right out of the gate. It's 15-2 Houston.
You know the Mavericks are playing the Rockets here tonight, but the GM Nico Harrison was here. Maybe he was here to see him. What do you think?
He's definitely very smooth. They go down low to give it off, and it's no good. Deza had an open shot. Uzan 15 points away from 1,000 for his career. Ball deflected. Here comes Thomas into the open floor, working against Sharp. Spin move, it was fast, stolen away. Sharp to the floor, he's got it, and he gets it off to Harwell.
They just contest on every single
shot,
play.
yep.
I mean, you just no plays off.
Sanak for three again, no good. I think he was feeling it.
Yeah, he definitely had to test it and see if it was going to go again. Looks like he's a little bit tired. You see some guys getting ready to check in to give them a blow because they're playing with awesome energy right now.
Whitlock, his 17-footer, it's good. That's a tough shot. He got separation from Harwell, and it's a 15-4 Houston lead.
Kelvin Sampson was not happy with Harwell. Why are you letting him go right? He talked about that at practice yesterday about forcing Whitlock the other way. You let him go right and get to a sweet spot, that's what can happen.
Uzan covered by the freshman. Uzan into the paint, kicks it off to the corner. Man-to-man defense for Lehigh. Sharp step back, Jay, no good, too strong. And Ingram with a strong board, the junior from St. Joe's Metuchen High School in the Great Garden State. He comes sweeping, and that's goaltending. Well, this is a nice run by the Mountain Hawks. They're within 9, 15-6. I
agree. And Sharp, I thought he kept that straight line drive to the rim. And he stepped back, gave them an opportunity. Here's in. I said before, this kid Ingram, he's sneaky, athletic, very crafty around the rim. Got the goaltend. Again, just got to stem the tide a little bit, slow down the Cougars. But, you know, it's a game of basketball. The only way you can really make it competitive, you have to score no matter what happens. They're starting to see it a little bit, and that's important.
All right, so Lehigh brings in their other point guard, the transfer Jalen Vasquez.
Jalen Vasquez led junior college with 7.9 assists last season. Coach Reed loved talking about him. There's another turnover there for the Cougars.
Whitlock into the paint. Whitlock drawing the contact. He's fouled by Flemings. That'll be his second, and it'll send Whitlock to the free throw line. All right, so we're being given a chance to see Chris and what he's done. He's 10 points already in this game.
It shows you what a player looks like when they say this kid has a chance to be a one and done or big-time NBA potential player. That's what it looks like. A kid with that size, with those type of skills. Now, you come to a place like Houston because you think guys like him shy away from a place like this, Tom. But not this kid. This is what he wants. And if he gets it here, he'll take it to the next level because his effort and energy will be on high alert.
Whitlock makes the first free throw. He was a 75% free throw shooter last year. Former Mr. Basketball from the great state of Minnesota. Scored almost 1,900 points in high school. Had one game where he scored 52 points. Second free throw. It's good.
Amazing. Did not start a game last year. You know, that's just what it is. It shows you how tough it is. But he was a spark off the bench this year as a captain. He's going to have to do it at a high level. They're picked preseason number 8. I think they're going to be better than that.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Particularly if their freshmen play well. That ball's dropped out of bounds, and Lehigh will get the ball back. They're down by 7, but they've scored in 4 of their last 6 possessions.
The question is, you see Tugler turn that ball over. They had Jawan Roberts last year. He was a force inside. The question is, who's going to be that player? Hopefully it's Joe Tugler. They played in the scrimmage against Mississippi State. He had 17. If that's something, the things to come, they're going to be in good shape.
Well, that foul is called on the Cougars. 7-point lead. The freshmen have exploded here tonight, but some of the veterans also with an explosion of Lehigh.
That's smart. You're going to have to play error-free basketball. Wasn't great the way they started from a scoring standpoint, but seemed to settle themselves down. But you know, Kelvin Sampson, that timeout, he had an earful for his guys, and we'll see how they respond.
Well, they just picked off the pass along the baseline by Whitlock. And they're running up the floor, trying to find an opportunity. Harwell gives it up top.
Kelvin Sampson made a great point. Guys are playing in front of a big crowd for the first time. You know, and you got to realize the other team's trying too. They're working hard.
Very true.
Red Reed's a very good coach. Good pass.
Yeah, that's a tough shot underneath. The first foul, and it's going to go against the Deza. You know, this facility is unbelievable. They've done so much work to it, and they've made it such a big-time atmosphere.
So important. I mean, as I said before, they deserve it, what they've done and how they built this program at such a high level.
McCarty makes the first free throw. What do you got, John Rothstein?
Well, Tom, Chase McCarty is a rarity in today's landscape of college basketball. He is a redshirt freshman. The Houston staff very high on him as a potential small ball face-up four, somebody to look at as the 8th or 9th man this season for Houston, Tom and Chris.
Yeah, he said he made the switch from guard, which is what he was when he came in, to forward. He said they're even leaning on him to play a little 5 this year from time to time, depending on how deep they need to go with the lineup.
Well, these guys are so tough, Tom. They can play any position. I'm telling you, all 5 guys can guard any position. And there's such a toughness and tenacity about this program and an unselfishness. And you look at a lot of the different pictures in this program. It's all about culture, and there it is again.
Yeah, another turnover, and then it was stopped on the opposite end by Peter Kramer and Vasquez.
Harwell to learn. He probably got away with that pass in high school, but not in college. Players are far too savvy.
That's a good point. Benoit, they got to get him going, too.
Going to run him off the line. Going to be tough.
Vasquez to the baseline. High stepping to the basket. He's fouled going up by Tugler. All right, so defense and rebounding, the efficiency. I mean, that's part of
the charts.
It's part of what his chemical balance is for this program.
You know, it's interesting. You know, you talk about you can't get great players to come and want to play defense. You know what I counter and say? How is it that kids want to play in the greatest league in the world and have to play against the greatest players and not understand that, you know, this is not football. You have to play both sides of the basketball. And I think that's why this program has been elevated to where it is today.
Vasquez makes his first Division I point after playing 2 years of junior college.
From the West Coast, long way from home, Bishop Montgomery High School.
Yeah, his brother Josh played at the University of Montana, now playing professionally in Puerto Rico. Second shot, no good, just kissed off the front of the rim. McCarty with the rebound. Uzan coming up the floor, has the ball deflected away. Harwell, Tugler faces up. Tugler lost control.
I think Albie's a tough customer down there defensively, all-weekly player last year in the Patriot League.
Here's Uzan, and Uzan tried to go in, and he's fouled going up. He'll go to the free throw line for 2. You know, you mentioned Albie. Albie just kept getting better and better as the Patriot League season went on. And here's this foul as Uzan went in.
It's a dribble handoff there, DHO. Uzan going on with the left. Yeah, you got to be physical with Houston. Sometimes you got to punch the bully if you really want to have an effect on their psyche, particularly at home on banner raising night.
Here's Uzan, last year 78% from the free throw line, missed the first one. The transfer from Oklahoma, who came in 15 points away from 1,000. There's Brett Reed.
You know, tested the waters. I mean, it's harder than people think. You know, you have a great year. I thought that he struggled a bit in the Final Four. That could have hurt his chances a little bit, but he did have enough time to go in and prove that he could be a player that could play at the next level. Him coming back, I think, was paramount, would be paramount, certainly as it was for Shed and Sasser, and those guys are playing today in the NBA.
And there's the steal by Uzan. Got it out of the hands of Ingram. Uzan using his body, leaves it for Tugler, and Tugler got caught too far underneath, and he lost the ball out of bounds, and it will be Lehigh basketball. That's a great job by the Mountain Hawks to get back and play solid defense.
You know, they got 11 returning players. Let's get something straight. Like, this team is not a pushover by any stretch of imagination. See the great hands there by Uzan on the turnover, and good job by Ingram not fouling, and then again sprinting back. Tugler, as you said before, too far under the basket, but I don't think he thought he was going to get the basketball. Uzan probably should have taken that up. Rule of thumb, never throw it backwards.
Each team with 6 turnovers. Vasquez under the basket, swings it up for Kramer. Extra pass for Benoit for 3. No good, too strong. And McCarty with the rebound.
Playing against a team like that, those are valuable misses. It's almost like you feel like you have to make every single shot because you won't get that many open ones.
Sharp, his runner off the glass is good. That's an excellent move.
Yeah, he throws Albie with the in and out, and then he had the angle to the rim with the shoulder advantage. Just an experienced player.
58 double-figure games in his career, 8 20-point games.
Albie, yeah, he's tough, but he's going against probably the best defensive player in the country.
There's McCarty off the block by Tugler. Tugler looks like he needs a breather. He had foot surgery in the offseason, so he's just getting back into shape. Jefferson to Tugler. Oh, he looked in pretty good shape right there.
Yeah, good pass there by Cordell Jefferson. Off the pick and pop. You see Brett Reed says, give me a timeout. Let's slow this thing down a bit.
22-9, 8:54 to play.
Them to where they are today.
All right, Lehigh with the basketball. Lehigh probably needs to, well, first of all, make another bucket, but maybe get a 3 to go down. They're 0 for 4 so far from 3.
Easier said than done, Tom.
No, I know.
But you're right. Here's a wide open one right there. There you go. Man.
Yeah,
right on cue. See, that's why you're a great announcer.
Well, Caleb Thomas, the freshman, is able to nail that three-pointer, and you wonder if that will loosen him up a little bit. He's quick. He has an understanding of the game, and Brett Reed has been known to start freshman guards right out of the gate.
Yeah, particularly the point guard. Great shot right there. Just a savvy veteran with the fadeaway. And you mentioned Caleb Thomas. This is a great baptism by fire for him to play in an atmosphere like this, and that'll give Brett Reed some confidence of him if he can do some great things here tonight. But Emanuel Sharp, I mean, what can you say about him? One of the best guards in the country.
There is Thomas. Thomas, little head and shoulder fake, gets into the corner. Shot clock, plenty of time. They go inside. The ball's knocked away from Albee.
Richard Miller trying to earn his minutes. Got a famous father, right?
He sure does. Yeah, Master P. There's McCarty for 3, no good. Benoit with a nice box out in the rebound. Here's Whitlock up the floor. Whitlock trying to get some daylight. Benoit. Head fake on the 3, goes into the paint, tries to step in, tough shot, no good. Ball loose underneath, and the rebound pulled down by McCarty, who has at least 4 rebounds in very limited action for the Cougars.
As I say, just Saka running him off the line. Benoit, very good three-point shooter, but forcing him to make a shot that he's not accustomed to making with a bunch of athletes running at you is very difficult.
Uzan, his leaner, no good. Ball tipped around, out of bounds, and it will remain Houston basketball. 7:08 to play here in the first half. They raised the Final Four banner here tonight, and there was some electricity in the building with Houston.
That counts.
Here's Sharp off an easy inbounds. He was wide open. Uzan found him. 26-12. 7 minutes to play in the first half.
You know, Kelvin Sampson with ATOs out of timeouts. That Purdue game in the NCAA tournament to win it. A tactician. Been around a long time. 800 wins. If he gets it tonight for reasons, I think he's got a chance to be in the Hall of Fame, Tom.
Well, there's no doubt. I agree with that. Here's Whitlock. 18-footer. Fadeaway. No good. Grazed the front of the rim. Went out of bounds.
You're going to have to make some shots like that against Houston. I mean, it's just, that's what it is. They put 2 to the ball on ball screens, on post moves, on drives. There's drive and kick rotation. They just do a great job of communication. They stay connected, and they're very aggressive. And at home, they're next to impossible to beat.
Yeah, they're really good here. Sanak has 10 points. He missed that one there.
It'll be a challenge. The question is he going to be a jump shot shooting big, or is he going to be a guy that's going to be able to go inside? Maybe not, you know, but we'll see as the season progresses how he continues to improve.
It'd be pretty neat if he could do both. Here's Albee for 3, splashes it home from the outside. Actually, they're going to say it's a 2-point field goal. So 26-14, he was on the line.
Yeah, definitely working on this game. Only made 1 3 last season. If he adds that to his game, shall I say, he will be a tough customer in the Patriot League.
Yeah, all-rookie team last year in the Patriot League. Uzan to Miller. Miller into the paint, cut off by Ingram. Little hook, fadeaway jumper, no good, and Albee with the rebound.
Just solid defense. One of the things Brett Reed talked about again, physicality, rebound, one-shot game. Run their offense, they're really good. Kelvin Sampson talked about back doors. They haven't been able to get that. See, there's a double again. How do they play out this double team?
Yeah, how does he get out of it? And he does. He stumbles out of it. Benoit for 3. In and out. Boy, tough shot. That one was wide open, and he had a great look.
Yeah, he's had really good looks tonight. Haven't been able to knock one down. Always toughest on the road. Obviously, a couple of those to change the complexity of this game. But this young man, just the mid-range game is on 10 right now, showing why he's the leader of this team and a returning scorer for this great Cougar basketball program.
Yeah, he has 10 points, but the answer by Lehigh. And it's 28-16. Ingram with the bucket.
Tom, they're putting up a fight.
Yeah, they are.
You know, especially with the way they started the game, you would think it would be a little bit more lopsided, but give Brett Reed and his team some credit. We got a chance to watch them in Bethlehem right before we made the trek here to Houston. And again, as I said before, a very solid program. had some measured success in bringing back 11 players, which is an anomaly in today's world in college basketball. And I'll steal John's line. Player retention is a huge pathway to success in today's game.
Yeah, in fact, both coaches talked about that, and they talked about nurturing the player. And obviously Lehigh is a tremendous academic school, but that's all part of it, is making sure that you build it from the time they step on campus until they graduate. As Kelvin Sampson told us today, he said if he had a choice, he'd rather pick the fruit from his own garden than have to go outside to get players. John, you got more on that, buddy?
Tom, it's interesting. Houston has 14 players on the roster. 12 of those players have only worn a Houston uniform. The two who haven't, obviously Milos Uzan is one, and then Khalifa Sacco the other, the only two transfers. So 12 of the 14 players for the Cougars have only played for Houston, Tom and Chris.
Yeah, I think it says an awful lot, and I think it's also why he got the recruiting class that he was able to get this year.
There's a lot of ways to win, as they say.
Good swing up top. Whitlock for three. That is a great look by Caleb Thomas, the freshman, to find Whitlock up top. If those guys can continue to evolve, that is a great two-man game in the backcourt.
I agree. They've been running that action all night. Just haven't been able to knock down shots. They're going to have to talk about it at halftime, how to cut that baseline off. Usually they're doubling. That's another turnover by Tugler there.
Here's Whitlock running the floor. Has it knocked away by Sharp. What a save! Wow. Uzan running the floor. Sanak is there with him. Uzan high-stepping, throws it up, no good. And Sanak is able to kiss it off the glass.
How about Sharp?
That was unbelievable.
I mean, he should get a hockey assist for that play, for sure. But that goes to show you, culture, never dying on a play.
Had plantar fasciitis last year. Thomas, that was smooth. That was smooth.
Good read. Kelvin Sampson not happy.
3:25 to play here in the first half.
Emanuel Sharp showing he's more than a sharpshooter, Tom. A whole lot of energy with the save. The Cougars doing their thing. Sanak clean it up with the deuce.
Said it may not be until January that they really use it to its best ability.
Yeah, and again, it's a new thing, and anytime you introduce a new rule, you got to see and test it out. Brett Reed said, hey, it's got to be something that's almost great play coming off the ball screen out of a timeout. He's one of the best, period, in ATOs. But back to that, talking about the challenges coming from the NBA. Tom, think about it, ad nauseum. You see players, the minute something happens, they raise their hand and start saying, let's look at it, let's look at it. And Brett Reed made a great point. Even at some of these lower levels, you can see the prosperity and riches. He said, we don't know if we have the technology to do it as quickly as some programs would. So I think they'll test it out, and then they'll see as time goes on what makes sense to challenge and not to challenge.
Albee with the shot clock at 3. Albee fell to the floor. And a traveling violation. And you talked about plays out of timeouts. I think this is what separates good coaches.
Yeah, no question about it. And you see Hank Albee just caught in a phone booth right here. He doesn't know what to do. Should I help on the lob? Should I help on the drive? You know, it's very tough. I'm sorry, Odessa was the player that was caught there and just in no man's land. And when you come off that ball screen, that's something they adopted from the NBA. Just throw it up and let the guys go get it. That was usually a bounce pass when I played back in the day.
Coming up on AT&T at the half, our eye on college basketball, guys. We'll have a season preview, including a big look at this Houston Cougars team. Plus, we'll take a look at the opening day of March Madness. That's right, of Madness, I should say, leading the March Madness. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half.
Got to get you back in the saddle. You've been doing NFL football, flying all over the world. You've done the Phillies. They lost to my Dodgers, unfortunately. I'm glad you made it.
Wait,
I was worried.
When did you become a Dodgers
Oh, come
fan?
on, don't do me like that. Don't put me on Front Street like that. Come on.
I did see the bandwagon outside. 2:41 to play here in the first half. Houston, the number 2 team in the country, up 34-21 against a very tough Lehigh team. Sharp's had a solid first half off the screen. Sharp has it blocked away.
Great defense there, and they try to run the same action on the other side.
And Whitlock has it blocked from behind. Albee with the save, though. And Whitlock through the double team goes to Albee. Albee going up, blocked again. That was Tugler who got a hand on it.
Tugler with the fly swatting business. It's tough.
Oh, good no-look pass underneath from McCarty. And a timeout called by Lehigh. Well, it's turned into a block party for sure here at the University of Houston on both ends of the floor.
Tom, you get a block. You get a block. This team is unbelievable. You think you got a layup. The Tugler shot blocking machine coming out of nowhere.
Limited competition begins at 3 Eastern tomorrow and Wednesday right here on CBS Sports Network, and stream every match live on Paramount Plus. Well, with Chris Walker and John Rothstein, I'm Tom McCarthy. It's a 15-point Houston lead. Lehigh with the basketballs. The clock winds under 2 minutes to play. Ingram cut off. Ingram 17-footer.
Wow,
Ingram connects.
Tough shot. Harwell did everything he could do there. Ingram, experienced player, just making a great shot. With a terrific defense by the freshman Harwell.
Tugler bouncing it against Adeza. Uzan left open baseline jumper, good. Splashes it home, pretty easy shot. 38-23 as he inches closer to 1,000 points for his career. He's 10 away. Skip pass. Whitlock working against the freshman Harwell. Fadeaway jumper from the baseline. A little too much on it.
Yeah, too much size on the closeout. He had a three-point shot. He took that away, and then the turnaround jump shot again. Harwell with great size.
Tugler, he thinks about a three, and he rims it home.
Now, if he does that, if he's doing that.
He had 3 all of last year. He's got 1. It's 41-23.
Work on your game in the summertime. Tough pass there.
And they force another turnover, and Harwell has it knocked away. It'll be Houston basketball.
Tom, a little pick and pop action. You see Harwell right there. But that's, again, you don't want to guard. You're thinking Tugler's going to roll to the rim because he's not really a designated three-point shooter. But, again, he's showing you the first game of the year what I've been working on this summer. CBS preseason National Defensive Player of the Year. If he can do that as well.
Right.
Now, he's going to have to score inside. I think they're going to have to establish him. But that's a nice little entree to have, a little side dish to put into his game.
It's a 9-2 run. Urosevic checks in for Lehigh. Also in is Tommy Conniff, the 6'11" center. He's number 44.
The Mountain Hawks are down 18, but I'm telling you, they have competed.
They've competed very well. They've just missed some shots.
Yeah, tough breaks. Give Houston credit with their tenacious defense. And this raucous crowd. Foul.
And the foul on Vasquez. There's not much difference between shot clock and game clock. So Vasquez had the foul to give. And Houston will have to inbound again. They still have fouls to give.
Look for Sharp. This is definitely going to Sharp. Give him one-on-one action, probably.
Tugler faces up, and Tugler's fouled on the floor. That'll go against Conniff.
Yeah, great deception there. Just bring everybody up above the three-point line and hit Tugler and try to turn and face and rip it to the rim. Kelvin Sampson, he just got a number of really good out of timeout plays.
4.9 to play here in the first half. Now they've made 2 buckets easily off timeouts. They cut Sharp off this time. Thought about Tugler on the alley-oop. Here's Sharp with the shot clock at 2, and he's fouled by Ingram. That is not what he wanted to do.
Yeah, you definitely got that's a scouting report thing, because if you know Sharp, he is going to use the step back. Now, I would say that is the exact play, Tom, if he used last year in a national championship. Houston may be raising a national championship banner with the shot fake.
Yeah, and again, he talked about that. As Kelvin Sampson said, there was a reason I put him in that moment last year.
Yep.
And he even said, I wondered afterward, as he collected himself, why he didn't use the shot fake. He said, because that's my move.
Yeah.
As he converts that first free throw. He's got 11 in this first half.
I mean, he was caught off guard. I mean, he didn't think that, you know, the smaller guard could get there.
His defense in that game, though, that championship game against Clayton, he held them to 11 points in that ball game. Second of 3, he converts. See, here's that shot fake. Up.
Yep, there it is. If you had Will Clayton right there, as I said before, we better be having a different conversation today. Houston been to the Final Four 7 times. The top team in the country that's been 7 times and never to win it, right? And we talk about the days of 5 Slamma Jamma when I was a kid. Kelvin Sampson has eclipsed those days of what the expectation could be for this program and taking them to new heights.
Well, that'll be the end of the first half. It's Houston 44 and Lehigh 23. 12-2 run at the end.
Exuding patience, moving the ball from side to side. That dissipated a little bit, Tom and Chris, towards the end of the half.
And the guy that just inbounded the basketball, Benoit, was 0 for 5 from the floor. They really need to get him going offensively in some form.
Yeah, if you're talking about, again, upset or just making this an extremely competitive game, making threes is a huge part of that, and that's what Benoit does. And just haven't been able to find it. There's that double team travel right there. He got away with one time.
And Albee has it blocked away, or excuse me, Whitlock has it blocked away, and there's a foul on the floor. I believe that foul is going to go against Tugler.
See that block right there, and then just the offhand, those long arms. That was such an active player. Probably did it unintentionally, but still a foul nonetheless.
Well, the inbounds goes to Adeza. To Ingram, down low, pass is cut off. Good hands by Sinak.
Yeah, tough angle there. Player was playing on the top side. You got to throw a lob, but you got to reverse the basketball. Again, give Houston credit for the way they play defense and their principles.
Tugler wide open right at the logo. Tugler off the glass, no good. Ball is loose. It's kicked around, and Tugler saves it along the sideline. Sharp for 3, and it is no good. Ball tipped around. Whitlock comes out of it. Whitlock leaves it for Thomas. Thomas speeds into the paint, kicks it off. Adeza for 3. Yes!
What it takes. Tugler had a bunny, could not finish on one end, and then in transition off a long rebound, off a sharp miss, they get a 3-point shot. I mean, they're down 16, but it just, or 18, it just doesn't feel that way.
No.
Give Lehigh credit.
There's a foul on Adeza. And here's this 3-pointer. It's just the 3rd 3-pointer they've made in this ball game.
You just drive and kick into the lane, you know, force the help. A nice setup jump shot. Just get Caleb Thomas is tough. Really done a good job of getting in the lane and creating opportunities for other players. If he can do that, as they start getting ready for conference play down the road, he's going to be a tough customer. Very good recruit.
Well, Sharp makes the first free throw. Ingram has 3 personal fouls.
This Houston team rarely loses in this building, certainly in non-conference play, and they usually double people up, Tom, every single time. So give Lehigh credit for hanging in there, but they want to win. They want to have opportunity to be in this game for the last 5 minutes. They're going to have to start making some shots.
Thomas working up top, 2 freshmen going at it. Whitlock, shot clock winds down. It's at 10. Whitlock, little crossover, a lot of movement up top. Adeza, shot clock at 5. Adeza's runner, tough one off the top of the backboard. And Sinak with the rebound. Tugler was able to discard that. Uzan snaking into the paint. Uzan throws it up with one hand, gets the pinball off the rim, and he's got 7 points.
So hard. They put you in what they call a hostage situation. You're behind him. You worry about Tugler on the lob, and you got Uzan. You can knock down that floater at any time.
And Adeza missed that shot. The foul is going to be called against Lehigh. The freshmen are very the class of college basketball, and they've lost a lot of guys. I mean, Cryer obviously graduated. Roberts graduated. Arsenault transferred to NC State.
And the guy circled right there, Juwan Roberts, he may be the toughest one that they're losing. Because, again, as I said before, they got to find that inside presence that can replace what he brought to the team last year.
Offensive foul. We got an update on Alvey, John?
Yes, Tom. Hank Alvey right now is cramping up. The trainer is working to try and get him loose. His status moving forward is yet to be determined. We will obviously monitor this closely moving forward, Tom and Chris.
Yeah, obviously, that's a big loss for the Mountain Hawks. There he is on the sidelines being tended to.
Let's give somebody else an opportunity, next man up, to step up and make some shots. Odessa is in right now. We'll see what he can do. Maybe could get Tugler away from the rim. Adeza to get Tugler away from the rim, sorry.
Yeah, Benoit's now directing traffic up top to Ingram. Adeza to the corner. Three is no good. Ball is tipped around and whistle blows and a foul on the floor. I think they're going to get that on Tugler.
It looked like he pulled down Benoit. And here's the thing. We talk about keys to the game, even though the fans don't like it. The Mountain Hawks are playing with some physicality, and that's what it was going to take to be in this game. Forget about the score. We're going to a street fight. This banner night here, they're not trying to lose tonight of all nights, the first game of the season. So if you're not going to bring your hard hat, you don't have a chance. So give them some credit on the energy that they've been able to bring. Now, winning is a different conversation, Tom.
It's a big deal. All right, so Ingram will inbound the basketball along the baseline. The student section behind us.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're into everything. But when the guys come up to mop up, they really get into it. And here we go. I mean, they're into it. You know, they go towel. Usually gets that job done a little easier.
They do everything hard here. Everything.
Thomas along the baseline. He's double teamed. That's traffic. He kicks it off the leg of Sinak.
Good defense by both freshmen. They're driving baseline, cutting off the baseline. Just small, you know, just really good job of not fouling too. That tenacious, swarming defense is the calling card of these Cougars.
Ball is deflected, and it goes out of bounds off the hands of McCarty. Shot clock is down to 5, so not a whole lot of action, but the shot clock's winding down.
Yeah, it is winding down, and look for somebody to come off a pin down to the corner. There it is right there with Benoit.
And it goes out of bounds. It'll be Houston basketball.
Didn't turn it over, right? Exhausted some time off the clock. And here's the thing, you don't turn it over and give them easy shots. You can play with some confidence, you know, and that's the thing. You can't give them home run plays.
From the corner, the jumper no good for Sharp. Here comes Thomas, the freshman, brings it out of the pile, leaves it for Ingram. Ingram tries a spin move against Uzan. Ingram goes up, and he's fouled going up. He draws the contact, and he'll get a couple of free throws.
When you watch him on film, very crafty player. Good, changing directions. Good job by Uzan. Cutting him off in the lane and having to take a move, make one move. You got to make a counter move to get to the rim. Got to guard the yard, as they say.
Guard your yard. Ingram's first free throw. It's good. Speaking of guard your yard, we are in your backyard.
Yes, we are. H-Town. Weather's nice here in the winter time, right?
It's very nice right now. Second shot, no good.
Gotta get John Rossing out that cold New York City, going up the east side. My goodness.
Here's Uzan. Kicks it up top. Flemings. And he's bumped up top.
Flemings knocked that three down. They've been quiet ever since. That's what it takes. I mean, you got these freshmen that play all the time, right? Never come out of the game, take whatever shot they want. Now you get to a program, a winning program, shall I say, where things are different. You got a demanding coach, and you just got to learn. You know, they all have to learn. Sharp had his moments. Uzan had his moments, and now these big-time freshmen will have theirs.
Sharp through the defense, cut off. McCarty, shot clock is down to 7. Flemings kicks it up top. Sinak for 3, no good. Off the front of the rim, Sharp with the rebound.
What they
shot
do.
clock resets, yep. Uzan swings it to the elbow.
Sanak got the post up right there off that ball screen.
Baseline jumper. You may be right. He may like the face-up game more.
He definitely likes the face-up. Yeah, listen, I don't have a problem with that.
No, I know.
But you're going to have to get to the rim. You're going to have to get some putbacks. Good move there by Whitlock getting to the rim. I know that drives it. Draws the ire of Kelvin Sampson because he talks about getting back in transition.
Yeah, he's got Sacco already at the table.
Yeah, definitely. He does not like that. But as I said before, give Lehigh credit for staying in this game.
And Uzan is fouled on the floor. Benoit called for the foul.
Hey, Tom, I'll tell you one thing. There's no quit in this.
Duke, it's going to be fascinating, too, to see up close and personal Cam Boozer.
And he looked really good in the preseason
yes,
scrimmages.
He did.
24 and 23 against Tennessee. That's video game-like numbers. That's like Rolly Massimino was trying to get out of Chris Walker.
Get that man a mic.
Off the missed shot by Uzan. Whitlock splits the defense.
Good
High off glass. It's good.
Love that little play, that little one-hand Steve Nash runner off the wrong foot. Great English off the glass.
Fleming's little misdirection goes down low to Sacco, and Sacco's fouled going up. Sacco will go to the free throw line.
Just really,
Days are called for the foul.
It's got a hard to see right here. Look, he got to cut him off right there, but he took advantage of him. McCarty's got to come up quicker. Tried to block the shot on the smaller guard, but what a finish.
So Sacco will go to the free throw line. Sacco, we mentioned the transfer from Sam Houston State and Utah State. Dealt with back issues last year. His first free throw, 48% a season ago. He misses that one. What do you have, Johnny?
Well, Tom and Chris, I was talking to Kellen Sampson, obviously the top assistant and the head coach in waiting for the Cougars, and he told me that Sacco is the key to Houston's front court this season, obviously coming in off the bench for both Joseph Tugler and Chris Sanak. This is something to keep an eye on moving forward, guys. The first big off the bench, always critical for a team that's chasing a run to the Final Four, guys.
Yeah, tonight, in the second half, he came in when it looked like Sanak was getting a little soft with his defense. And he's a freshman. He's had a very good game, obviously.
Yeah, you need experience, though. You know,
Yeah.
put on a great Utah. One thing, Whitlock, again, getting to the rim off that handoff. The one thing that Kelvin Sampson talked about in transfers, he said kids have to transfer here. They have to be smart. And he says Sacco's a smart player. That's what's going to help him be good in this program.
Look at Uzan,
Pryor,
LJ Pryor,
Quentin Grimes, just really good players. Games have been elevated coming here with Coach Sampson.
So Whitlock to the free throw line, 75% last year. And he makes the first one. Nasir Whitlock, who averaged 10.5 points per game last year. He and Brett Reed have a great relationship. And it's a relationship that even goes back to Brett's dad, who was a college coach who coached Whitlock's godfather. So that's where the genesis of that relationship began. Whitlock's second free throw.
And that's how recruiting works. It's always good to find that connection. You say, well, how does a kid from Minnesota end up in Bethlehem, PA? I asked Coach Reed that, and once he said it, I shook my head like, yeah, I get it.
Here's Fleming able to slice to the basket. That was an impressive move for the freshman.
Yeah, probably cannot move his feet quick enough off that ball screen. Shifty and athletic. That's the Kingston Flemings they want to see. He's got to continue to assert himself. This is just his first game, though.
Last 6 points for Lehigh have come from Whitlock. Whitlock trying to get it again. Keeps his pivot foot and he's able to splash it home.
Yeah, great footwork. Just an experienced scorer. You can see he's used to playing against bigger players. Uzan, a very good defender. It was a heck of a basket.
Yeah, 15 points for him. The three up top is good. Harwell able to convert his first bucket.
Yeah, great action off that DHO, that handoff, use it like a semi-ball screen. Got his feet set, knocked it down. Again, Lucius Jackson III, his dad, Syracuse, an Orangeman. Comes from good stock. I'm sorry, Harwell. I meant Rob Harwell's dad played at Idaho State. That's
Idaho
what I meant to
State,
say.
yep.
Yeah, Idaho State.
Cunneth Again, they're playing without Albee, who's been cramping up, and that three is good from Kramer. 53-36, 13:05 and counting to play in the second half.
Houston got 2 baskets going to roll from their talented freshmen, Flemings and Harwell. Harwell's filling it right now. Big time scorer. Wasatch Academy, player of the year in Utah.
Uzan, cleaner, in and out, no good. Ball is loose, saved, and out of bounds by the Mountain Hawks. Vasquez lost it out of bounds. You mentioned Harwell's dad, Ron, third player in Idaho, third in scoring in Idaho State history.
Brother Malik played at Boise State and Cal Poly. It's always, listen, you have a dad who was a great player. You got brothers who are good players. The young one always going to be probably better, if you know what I'm saying. It always happens that way for some reason. Pocatello, Idaho. I recruited a kid out there a long time ago when I was assistant at LMU. Players all over the place. And there's someone has to be the 6th and 7th and 8th man. They got 2 guys that are starting already, but in order for them to be the program they want to be as Tugler with a nice, easy hook, they're going to need 6, 7 guys. And I don't want to say, unfortunately, 2 of those guys are freshmen, but they're going to have to grow up quick if Houston's going to be at the same level they've been at for the last 6, 7 years.
Yeah, Kelvin Sampson said a few weeks ago, we're starting to figure out the formula of success. 12 minutes left to play in the ball game. Kramer up top. Sharp harassing Whitlock. Shot clock is at 5. Whitlock nowhere to go. Whitlock pull-up jumper. Hesitation no good. He wanted a foul, and Sharp with the rebound. Here's Flemings running the floor. Flemings back to Sharp. Sharp a quick first step. He's fouled on the floor by Whitlock.
Has a winning percentage of 89.5%. The 2 seasons prior, when Houston was in the American Athletic Conference, it was 88.9%. Everyone wondered how this program would transition to the Big Bad Big 12. The winning percentage the last 2 years for Houston in the Big 12 during the regular season is actually higher than the winning percentage in the last 2 years in the AAC. That's a credit to Kelvin Sampson.
Yeah, 110 weeks in the top 25.
Absolutely amazing. I grew up in the Southwest Conference. I remember when the Big 8 and the Southwest Conference merged. They called it the Big 12. They left out Houston. You know why they left out Houston? Because they saw what Slamma Jammer could do. They saw that you gave us a free area and with the resources that this school has, what it can do. And when they put him in the Big 12, I knew it was over. And when Kelvin Sampson was at the helm, I said, oh, no, watch out. What's about to happen? Guess what happened? They won the top recruiting classes in the country because they got the city of Houston cell. And look at this building, the Peter Center, renovated Hopkins Pavilion. These guys are on cloud 9 right now.
Well, they forced another turnover, and Houston with the basketball. See the 2-team shooting percentage. They're even score-wise in the second half. Tugler spinning move, high post, and his shot over Albee is no good, but he's fouled by Albee. What do you think about the Big 12 overall, John?
Well, Tom and Chris, you know this is only November, but you have to have opinions. Obviously, Houston's in the 1-0 right now. BYU is entering the most anticipated season in the history of the program. BYU against Chris's alma mater, Villanova. After that, JT Toppin in Texas Tech. And then you have to look at Tommy Lloyd and Arizona being in that mix. Koa Pete, Braden Burry's 2 talented freshmen. Pete was sensational tonight against Florida. And then Iowa State with TJ Otzelberger in the 5 spot. Amazingly enough, guys, I didn't feel Kansas was in the top 5 in the preseason, and neither did the preseason poll in the Big 12. J-O's coming in at 6, guys.
Here's Flemings for 3 off the steal, no good. And Albee with the rebound. I think somebody else thought they were in the top 5, though, John Rossi, just so you know.
Hey, listen, I coached in the Big 12. Bill Self. I'm just telling you right now, they had a tough season last year. Look out. He's being reinvigorated. Got some new guys on staff. Watch out for the Jayhawks. That's all I got to say.
Tugler a little too strong off the backboard. Benoit with the rebound. Here comes Whitlock up the floor. Houston's planned out on the Lehigh scoring in the recent minutes. Whitlock with a crossover. Whitlock to the basket. He's fouled going up. so, the guy that thought that Arizona was in the Big Five.
Listen, I can't believe
the Big Five.
Listen, I hate to say this about Johnny. Johnny's traveled the world. He's seen all these teams play. It's an unfair fight. I can't believe our producer put me in the middle of this. Especially with Arizona winning tonight.
I don't think you're off, though.
Kansas is going to be there. David Lipsy is a great player. Joshua Jefferson with Iowa State. But BYU, Kevin Young, a tremendous young coach. A.J. DeBanstead, Richie Saunders, the whole nine. I got to see it, right? I got right coming from Baylor. They got a terrific roster. But I am not counting out Bill Self. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it, John. Is John coming back in? Because I don't want to come back.
First of all, you're going at our producer. I don't want to break news here, but Kamani Morales is up for People Magazine Man of the Year. Just so we know right now. But I think when you evaluate teams going into a season, you have to look at returning personnel in this climate. The only real player on Kansas's roster that played major minutes last year was Florida Badunga. But Tom, you know as well as I do. It's only November.
That's exactly right.
Darren Peterson. Remember that name, Darren Peterson.
Here's Alvey inside. Alvey's able to convert the bucket. Cramps and all, he's able to convert. It's 59-40. Halfway through the second half, as Ingram's about to check back in for the Mountain Hawks, and a timeout is called by Houston. John and Walk will hash it out during the timeout. Houston. Brett Reed's team, his team was picked 8th in the Patriot League. They're going to give the Patriot League some headaches this year, I think, as this team continues to evolve.
Yeah, I certainly believe that. I mean, they're giving Houston a handful right now. I'm sure Kelvin Sampson have a lot of tape to watch with his guys. But give Lehigh credit. I thought the number one thing they were going to have to do is take the fight to them, and I think they've done that, even though they haven't been great offensively.
Tugler hands the ball to you. Ball tipped out into the hands. That's going to go against Sharp.
Tugler fell down. It was a 5-on-4. They had advantage break. Alvey is a trailer. Getting to the rim and getting a foul. Someone has to be there to cover for Tugler, force him to make a pass, or as he's coming in out of control, take a player control foul.
Ramon Walker's at the scorer's table. He's setting for the first time. Alvey's free throw is no good and out. Sharp and Walker, they're roommates here at the University of Houston. Substitution for the Mountain Hawks. Kramer comes in for Benoit. And now he'll get a second shot. Lehigh's outscored Houston in the second half. And Alvey converts. So an 18-point game, 59-41. Usan explodes in the basket. Hand the ball off to Walker. Now to Sharp. Sharp lost the basketball and he's fouled. That's going to go against Ingram, so that's going to be his fourth foul. So he may have to check out. We'll see what Brett Reed will do. Reminder for the win tonight, Kelvin Sampson only 800th career game.
Very successful career.
Yep.
Done it the right way, demanding, without being demeaning. You know, watching everyone says he's such a tough coach. I call it Sampson because he's just an old school guy the way he does it. But you know what? There's some humor there. I mean, he has some funny ones. I was sitting there dying watching, but again, you got to do it the right way. They're young kids. They want to be taught, right? And it's a reason why he's been successful.
No doubt.
And a lot of coaches would do good to come watch a couple of these practices and watch the way he handled them, and you get what you earn.
Alvey is fouled from behind. So he's going to be called for that foul. But depending on what group of coaches you put into the 800 win category, you know, he could be the 31st to win 800 games. He could be the 21st. As Alvey missed the front of the one-on-one, Sinak with the rebound.
How about this time? If he doesn't take that break and go to the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
How many minutes he has? Yes.
Krzyzewski, of course, the all-time winner, all-time leader in men's. Herb McGee from the great city of Philadelphia.
Oh, wow. Textile, right?
Yeah, 44 games. Sharp foul going up, and he'll convert and go to the line.
Sharp just so determined, that physical body. See, somebody's got to be here to help him when he turns over. When he turns, you see Ingram not there. He changes directions. Right here, Ingram's got to be not there. Ball watching. Sharp is too physical, strong, too big.
Yeah, Sharp with the lead 63-41. Converts the free throw. And now has 21 points to lead all scores. Gail Thomas, freshman, brings the ball up. Kramer spins it to Ingram. Up top for Whitlock. First step toward the basket. He's fouled going up. I believe that foul is going to go against Sharp. Let's see if they got somebody on the trail for that foul.
Yeah, really good action there by Brett Reed. ISO and Whitlock. See right here in this area, ISOs and right there, just getting to the rim. And Hank Albee does a good job of shielding Sinak, but not being able to help. He's got to be in a better position to help on that drive.
There'll be 4 personal fouls on Sharp, so he's going to check out as Whitlock with 18 points.
Tough customer. He's going to be a terror in the Patriot League.
Sharp is check out. The freshman Flemings comes in.
One thing we know, when Brett Reed has some players and they're healthy time, he's pretty good coach. He's
no doubt.
About what? He give us some healthy guys. Thomas, you've been more about those point guards. When he had a really good point guard, he's been pretty good.
Ball's tipped around. Saved by the Mountain Hawks. Thomas runs it down behind the back with his dribble. Goes up with a sweeping layup.
Highlight reel.
64-44, under 8 minutes to play in the second half.
Really right back.
And Usain is able to convert off the glass. He has 9 points, 6 away from 1,000 for his career.
Sharp and Usain.
He'll lead the break. Slips it over to Walker. Back Usain. Screen by Sinak. Usain. Tough shot off the glass. Doesn't get the roll. Sinak with the rebound. He could have gone right back up with it.
Unselfish. You're right. He could have gone up and finished it.
Yeah, Jefferson lost that one. Kramer was able to pick it up.
Caleb Thomas, A-Town, Atlanta in the house with the Dipsy Do. OTE, they shouting high right now.
As the timeout ended, but then the horn sounded. He came back in for Jefferson. Kramer to the free throw line.
Tom, there's a lot of expectation here. They've built some serious expectation. And, and I sometimes still think that people don't realize how serious of job the Houston Cougars have done of changing the landscape of college basketball with defense first. And not always having great recruits either, and guys that have turned into great players because they've been coached by a great coach.
Flemings pull up Jay. By the way, they push Sharp back in. They took a foul away from him and gave it to somebody else. So he has 3 instead of 4. How about that shot by Flemings, the freshman?
Very talented, I'm telling you. It's just only a matter of time. We saw Sinak earlier do his thing, but trust me, Harwell and also Kingston Flemings, they are tremendous freshmen. And you will see as time goes on. It takes time to immerse yourself into this culture. Usain, it took time for Usain.
Yep.
Right? And look what happened. It'll happen again with these freshmen as well.
Thomas with the rebound. Bounce pass to Ingram. A no-look pass, and Ingram's able to lay it in.
Brett Reed talked about those point guards, right? The guys that were great as freshmen. Caleb Thomas. certainly showing us something here tonight. And, you know, he's played on the EYBL level for Team Thad. He's not afraid to play against these guys. He's probably played against these guys multiple times in the EYBL.
Part of the reason why he started tonight, besides his talent. All right, watch this no-look pass.
And just dribbling. See right there, Uzan, again, don't know what to do in that situation. Walker should have been sprinting back to the hole. Allowed Ingram to get behind him for the deuce. So he's going to hear about that tomorrow in film.
68-46.
That ISO action again for Whitlock, looking for the lob. Great job. You got to use a skip pass right there.
Whitlock tries to go in, blocked away. Alvey cleans it up and slams it home. Sanak was able to swat it away. Uzan in the corner, thought about a three. 5:25 to play. Uzan switched hands. Walker with the offensive rebound.
Got a mismatch down. You see Sanaki wants the ball. Hank Alvey came back. Good. See what he can do with the basketball.
Puts it on the floor. Lost control. Picked up by Whitlock.
See, that's what he's going to have to work on. Playing against a physical player. Certainly in the Big 12, there's going to be a lot of those.
Wow. Boy, there's a lot of contact. That ball is out of bounds. Take a look at that last turnover.
Again, just got to get his feet settled playing against a strong player. Alvey picked up some weight this year. Really did a great job of lifting weights, working on his base. That's our guy. I think he's going to get an NIL deal. What do you think? Towel guy get it? Everybody's getting an NIL deal. Let's give him an NIL deal. He's working hard.
There's probably some companies out there that could use the publicity. Whitlock just checked out. As Benoit comes back in, Sharp with the near steal. Under 5 minutes to play here at the University of Houston, the arena where Chris Walker played his last high school game.
He brought it back to me. Milby High School. Coach
6
Boyce
miles
Honey.
away from
That's
here.
right. That's right. The Buffs going to have a great year this year. Coach Pratt, let's go. I had a chance to go back by the high school. They retired my number. Love it. Great memories.
Benoit has it knocked away. Shot clock is at 5. Kramer lets it fly, and he's fouled by Sharp. That'll be his 4th.
Right there, Seawalk. Back in the day.
This man was raised by 3 generations of beautiful women.
Yes.
His grandmother
Yes.
and mom are both here tonight.
Absolutely. Yes.
Grandmother worked at the Nabisco factory.
Man, you've done your, you know what?
Here
I
in
don't know
town.
why I doubted you.
Your mom did such a great job with you, going to school at the University of Texas while she raised you.
That's right. That's right, man. You know what? I see why your son's a big-time announcer. He had somebody great to learn from. My goodness. Good job, guys. Yeah, you guys almost made me tear up for a minute here.
Well, it's pretty cool that you get a chance to spend some time with your family here.
Yes, actually, Mom just had a surgery that she got over, thank God, and she's here tonight, which is amazing. And shout out to the University of Houston staff for doing a great job of accommodating them.
Nice.
They've been fantastic. Great program in a lot of ways.
68-51, 4:28 to play here in the second half. The foul is on Caleb Thomas, and it'll send Flemings to the free throw line. Kelvin Sampson talking to Emanuel Sharp. Kelvin said that they were working out on the baseball fields this summer as Flemings goes to the free throw line. And he said workout was at 6:30, and he would usually gauge who his leaders were by what time they arrived at the workout. And Sharp and Walker arrived at 6 a.m. and he knew that those were going to be the leaders. This is before Uzan came back.
Right.
As Flemings makes that free throw. John, give me a little bit on Kingston Flemings and what you see.
Well, Tom, how about this? A year ago, Kingston Flemings started high school basketball at 165 pounds. Tonight, 190 pounds.
Wow.
According to Houston's great strength coach. My response to that, I've got 10 more to give him, Chris.
John is so amazing. He goes to the strength guy. Hey, you got a power drink for me? I'm like, John, come on, man. we're in the studio. John drinks. I've never seen a guy that he needs an NIL deal for water. Trust me when I tell you that. This guy drinks more water than anybody I've ever seen in my life.
He's a very hydrated man.
Oh my God, very hydrated.
Here's Uzan to the basket off the side of the backboard. No good. Ball is saved on the baseline. Picked up by Harwell.
Got to shoot that.
4 minutes to play. Shot clock is at 9. Sanak is not fouled.
Oh, wow.
Cameras
Everything.
went flying everywhere. Whoa, what's going on?
Physicality.
They're going to count the bucket with camera lenses at his
Where
feet.
did that camera come from?
I do not know.
My goodness.
It must have been a now this is a costly three-pointer.
Who saw? Wow. Uzan going to the rim. Where did the camera come from? Who saw it? Ramon Walker, no relation. The Cougars knocking down the triple. We'll see you in a minute.
Thomas High School.
Yeah, that's awesome. I remember my homecoming. Rolly Massimino used to do the same thing, bring us back. Unfortunately, Pat Foster, we ran into a buzzsaw with Bo Outlaw. It didn't turn out so well for the homecoming, but you know, it's really good that he does that for his players. And he did try to do it for Whitlock, couldn't work it out with teams in Minnesota. But again, when a coach does that for a kid, I mean, that's something that never gets old, trying to accommodate guys and allowing their families to see the team and, you know, and bring the team over. That's really, really, really cool. I think that's a great thing.
Thomas to the free throw line. And he makes the first free throw. So Lehigh has now outscored Houston 29-28 in this second half. I know it's still a 20-point game.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel that way, I'm telling you. So kudos to Lehigh for them battling, because that was the #1 key. Would they exhibit some toughness to make this a game? And they have done that. And, you know, Houston's trying to figure it out. They got freshmen out there. They got new leaders. You know, Kelvin Sampson, he'll get all that straight. But give Lehigh some credit. But, Tom, I thought about this. They got 11 returning players. This is why.
Right.
They got experience.
Yeah, I don't think the game clock and shot clock were synced up. So the officiating crew, led by Nomi Kidwai, went over to make sure that everything was synced up properly.
Atmosphere is absolutely amazing. I mean, just them redoing the Hopkins Pavilion, turning it into the Petita Center, and what is meant. This city is certainly behind this program. Football got a tough loss the other day.
Yeah, it was
tough loss.
Yeah,
just tough one in West Virginia. But the basketball program, and, you know, basketball elevates other sports. You know, that ends up happening sometimes. I think it's helping Cougar football come back as well. But tremendous job by this program.
Here's Uzan assessing, keeps his pivot foot.
And yo-yoing off that screen. Good job by Lehigh with defense.
Sanak, Harwell off to the right. Shot clock at 7. Uzan, his runner is no good. And the ball is ripped down by Benoit. Outlet pass quickly to Thomas, waving everybody through off the screen. Thomas speeds toward the basket, off the glass, had the angle, no good. And the putback is there. Count the bucket for Alvey.
Yeah, give Thomas credit. I mean, Alvey obviously finished it, but give him credit because he drew all of the help. See all these guys right here, and Alvey has position. He has position to get the rebound because no one's there to tag him, and he's so close to the rim. That big body is almost impossible to stop him from getting it off as a rebound. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm impressed by Caleb Thomas.
Alvey's first free throw. He's been cool from the line. He converts, and he's got 10 points. 72-56. We head toward the 3-minute mark here in the second half. Flemings to Walker. Walker fadeaway jumper, no good, in and out. Whitlock with the rebound.
Tough shot.
Thomas wants this ball in the corner. And Thomas working against Walker, kicks it out for Benoit. Benoit has not scored from 3. He goes inside for Ingram. Ingram sweeps under, and he missed the layup. Sanak with the rebound.
That would have been a crucial layup to get that, to cut it to 14. Had the Cougars thinking a little bit.
That's 10 rebounds for Sanak in his first game. So he's got a double-double unofficially. Uzan to the basket, swatted away by Alvey.
This Lehigh team is tough, Tom. They've really shown. Look at running the floor.
Benoit sweeps it to the corner. Thomas goes underneath, and he's fouled going up.
I mean, is it fair to say that they possibly outplayed Houston in the second half?
Well, they've outscored them, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, if you look at effort plays, obviously Houston is a tough team, and they're probably not going to lose this game, but I'm saying what Lehigh is.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I'm saying that, and them coming on the road for their first game with a freshman point guard and not making threes. That's the other thing. I thought that was one of the keys to the game. They were going to have to make threes. They haven't done that. Yet it appears like they're in this game.
And Thomas does not get the bounce. He has 9 points in his freshman debut. Yeah, they've only made 4 3-pointers. Houston's made 6.
And I think they would have had to make, double-digit 3-pointers to pull off an upset. Benoit hasn't been able to get off the schneid, but if they've made some threes, this thing will be a lot more interesting for sure.
Yeah, 15-point game with 2:08 to play. Clean it up, clean it up. Well, they're working hard. Managers sometimes are unsung heroes.
Hey,
Tugler,
part of the team, too.
You're going to let that one go on. Harwell up top for Tugler after the pass from Sharp. Tugler looking for Uzan. 3 points away from 1,000 for his career. And it's going to be an offensive foul. Offensive foul is going to go against Tugler. Non-conference schedule for Houston. They've got Auburn coming up, Syracuse,
Tough schedule,
Tennessee, and then they'll wrap up that Vegas trip with one more game after that. Florida State, Arkansas.
Coach not afraid to test himself for sure, and then that's not even counting the Big 12.
Right.
that's preseason. My goodness, pre-conference.
Thomas passes to cut off by Harwell. Harwell, Uzan for 3 and 1,000 points, and it's no good. Ball is loose and it's out of bounds. It'll remain Houston basketball with 1:21 to play. Tip of the cap to the Mountain Hawks. They're down by 15, but they have not slowed down in this second half.
Yeah, definitely give them some credit. They brought the fight in the second half. They were a little shell-shocked to start the game. Who wouldn't be in this building? Was Kelvin Sampson going for his 800th win, but give them credit, but also give Houston credit. Playing with a lot of new faces, trying to figure it out. You remember Kelvin Sampson started 4-3 last year,
right?
And then went on an amazing run. So
he did tell us today. He said that he's not necessarily concerned about November and December.
Yeah. I don't know about that one. Kelvin Sampson. He wants to win every game.
He had a very serious face when he said it. Inbounds to Sharp. Baseline jumper, no good. Rebound pulled down by Harwell. Harwell, plenty of time in the shot clock. McCarty. Uzan will hold it up top as we head for a minute to play in the second half. Uzan, step back. Uzan, pull up Jay, no good. Fresh 20, Sharp for 3. It's good. The lid is finally off the bucket. They're going to make sure that the game clock is set up properly.
Inside out 3, the best 3 to get. Reed wants a timeout.
24 points for Sharp, by the way. 59.8. So they did add a few tenths of a second to the game clock. Uh-oh. Thomas just dribbled that one off the foot of Benoit.
I think he wants a timeout here to get Pike in the game.
All right, so Brett Reed calls the timeout. 53.2 to play. You see the difference first half, second half.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, they battled. They got nothing to be ashamed of. Nice plane ride back to Bethlehem, PA. Stone's throw from my house.
Inbounds finally gets to Whitlock. Whitlock along the baseline. He's caught in a double team. Up top to Alvey to Thomas. Thomas into the paint. Thomas throws it up. Bank shot no good. Rebound by Uzan.
They just fly around, don't they?
Yep. Harwell thought about a skip pass to Sharp. Instead uses Uzan in the middle. Cougars will run some clock off here. They still have their regulars in the game. Sharp to the corner. Jumper for McCarty. In and out, no good. Ball tipped around. McCarty's got it. Uzan, 15 seconds left. He's just going to hold on to it. He'll go into his next game 3 points away from 1,000. And another celebration here at the University of Houston. They win it 75-57, and Kelvin Sampson wins his 800th career game as a college basketball coach. An amazing milestone, and it's also his 300th win here.